I love the desert at sunset. It feels so clean. Thanks for dragging me along, Cleary.
The way you were sleepwalking around the office last week, I thought a change of scenery might do you some good. You want to talk about it?
I don't know. It's just men. Not that I have any trouble finding men. It's finding the right man. It seems that everybody I go out with turns out to be married, demented, or thinks they're on a 3-day shore leave.
Dottie, you got plenty of time to meet Mr. Right.
Plenty of time. I'm 22 years old. Mamie Van Doren was already married twice at my age. I guess that's not a very good example, is it? This chick they hired you to find, how do you know she's here?
Highway patrol buddy of mine spotted her. She's hit every juke joint and roadhouse between Barstow and Blythe since she disappeared 4 days ago. There it is. It's Desi Francis' car, all right.
Rocking across the desert from gin mill to gin mill in a candy apple red Corvette doesn't sound like she disappeared to me. Sounds more like she's out having a good time.
I'll make a call. I'll be right back.
What kind of woman leaves $2 grand worth of chinchilla in the front seat of an open car?
Give me a hard six.
Come on.
Okay. Give me a hard six. A hard six. Do it.
I could live for a year off what she threw away in the last 20 minutes. 2 years if I go easy on the eyeshadow and the home perm treatments.
That's it, Daddy. It's time to hit the road. You're all out of bread.
That is one thing I am never out of. Come on, wrap him up.
Come on.
Come on, 7-Eleven.
Any of these good-looking guys coming back here real soon?
Oh, honey, my boys only make it on that wall if they can't come back.
That made me a bundle. What do you got?
Thank you. Hey, Rita, wear it for me. And drinks on me till the cash runs out.
She never washes that Corvette. How you doing?
Good. Who's signing the checks on this one, Jefferson?
Stop in at the office tomorrow. I'll take it from here.
Doesn't look like she's ready to call it a night yet.
What do you say, boys? How about a drink before you ruin my night?
Okay, fly boys. Grab your money and kiss the dice. Bye-bye.
Move it out. Here we go.
Come on, Mrs. Dixon, let's go home.
Stay away from me.
Let's go.
Hey, maybe you didn't hear the lady.
get lost. Come on. Good job, Cleary. Okay.
I'd like to have some of her problems. She's got a flyboy on one arm, a body that won't quit, and she's being dragged back to a husband worth $100 million.
I think it was easier pounding a beat downtown than it is running security for some lunatic genius.
Pounding a beat downtown didn't keep you in Savile Row suits and fancy cars.
What do you know about him?
Start reading the papers. America's flyboy, 4 wives before he's 35.
Do you know he designed that jet? And then he wouldn't let anyone fly the prototype until he knew it worked. Bailed out a few times, and then he wrote the manual. Can't judge Mac Dixon by ordinary standards.
Who's the ex-brass?
They never lose a look, do they? Name's Brett Samuels, Dixon's partner. Retired 2-star general. Golfing buddies with half the West Coast military. He pushes through all the big contracts.
Mac, I'm sorry if they were rough on him, but he's our best man.
What the hell did you accomplish last night except bust up a good game of craps?
You wanted me to bring her home, Mr. Dixon. I brought her home.
We'll talk about it later. Mac Dixon.
Jack Cleary.
Been studying your file, Mr. Cleary. Pretty impressive. You sound like a man who goes his own way.
Well, I guess that's one thing we got in common. What can I do for you?
Hey, tell me my wife is back at the house packing.
Judging by what I saw yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised.
Desi thinks I ordered her Shanghai. I got these divorce papers. I want you to stay on the case.
Mac, I can understand your anger at how this was handled, but we can take care of this internally.
It's going to take a little more finesse than your meat and potato security cops. Thank you, Brett.
Whatever you say, Mac. Well, I gotta make some phone calls. Mr. Cleary?
Well, looks like we're talking about a simple domestic.
Does losing a $300 million industry in a divorce settlement sound like a simple domestic case to you, Cleary?
What makes you think she'll go after Dixon Aircraft?
One thing I learned as a jet pilot is to be prepared for anything. It's kept me alive. If there's gonna be a divorce, I'm gonna be prepared and I'm gonna win. You name your price. I want to know everything she does. Everything.
Is there something you're not telling me?
My personal feelings are no concern of yours. This is strictly business.
Around the clock, Betts. I want you close enough to smell Desi France's perfume.
Give me a break, Cleary. You think that's all I got to do with my time is sit around and listen to other people's love lives?
Seen Dworsky this morning?
You know, ever since I signed on with this gig, I've stood up more ladies than Carter has liver pills. Now, you ain't gonna say anything to make me break this date.
There's more money in it for you.
How much more?
Oh, time and a half. And I'll throw in a pair of foam dice.
How about a 3-day weekend?
That might be arranged.
Think about it.
Good morning. Either of you fellows need a fill-up?
You're in a good mood this morning.
Why not? It's a beautiful world. Anybody see the moon last night?
Are you telling us you got your motor jumped or what?
Your mind spends so much time in the gutter, it needs hip boots.
Let's see. Half hour late. Bloom on the cheeks. Is there something you want to tell me, Daddy?
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm late. But you're right. It's a guy. Well, not just a guy. After you dropped me off last night, I figured maybe a little spaghetti and marinara sauce, carton of peach ice cream might take the edge off. So I'm coming out of Schwab's and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, this new compact I bought, and the heel of my spring-a-lator snaps in half, and I go flying and land flat on my... Anyway, I'm sitting on the sidewalk, thinking about the 7 years bad luck this broken compact's gonna cost me, not to mention the $1.89 I'm out for my meal, when I look up and there he is.
Does this he have a name?
Yeah. Tommy Dade. He must have dropped out of the sky. So he picks up my things and he says, "Looks like your dinner's ruined. I know this little Italian place down the street." And then he got all kind of shy and flustered, and so I just blurted out, "I would love to have dinner with you."
He paid.
We had a lovely meal, and he's not married or the type to leave you tied up somewhere, and that's not even the best part.
Oh, now comes the nitty-gritty.
He asked if he could walk me home, and of course I said yes. So when we got to the door, he gave me a kiss on the cheek, and he said, "I'm glad you fell."
That's it.
I don't even know if I'll ever see him again, but I gave him my number.
Well, that's great. Sounds just like the kind of night you needed. Oh, you get that info on Desi France that I asked?
Yeah, it's all right here. Desi France was born Dorothy Biddle, grew up in Passaic, New Jersey. Got her first singing job in the road company of Guys and Dolls. The company's performing in Atlantic City. Dixon got fogged in at the airport. It says here, when he saw Desi, he said, "She hung the stars for me." Isn't that romantic? So he followed the show all over the country in his plane, asking her to have dinner with him. And then finally, in Nebraska, she said yes. And over hors d'oeuvres, he proposed by having a big diamond placed in one of the oysters Rockefeller.
Well, that's pretty risky. I mean, one swallow, the guy could have been out some pretty serious bucks.
Mac Dixon wouldn't have cared about that. All that was on his mind was Desi France. Just like me, she met a wonderful guy when she least expected it.
Betts, you better hustle out to that apartment Mrs. Dixon rented. Plant those bugs before she gets there.
Safe in your arms.
Believe me, I don't want to. You're shaking, baby. Are you cold?
Just hold me, Ricky. Oh, what are we gonna do?
I don't know. We're running out of time. Mac knows.
Great, you're running out of time and I'm running out of tape.
First, Peterson augured in, and then yesterday, Bobby Axel nosedived into the side of a mountain. I don't know. I trained with him, and I'm telling you, he knew everything there was to know about handling that jet. They're calling the crash as pilot error, but the whole damn plane shakes in a Mach 1 dive.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi.
Hey, I hope it's okay to just drop by like this, but I was in the neighborhood and...
It's fine, really fine.
Well, I wasn't really in the neighborhood. In fact, I had to drive across town to get here, but I had something to tell you and something to ask you.
Hello? Hello, Cleary Agency. Oh, Johnny.
Baby Cakes, let me speak to the boss.
Claire's not here.
Listen, tell him I'm down to my last reel of tape and I need some more.
Uh-huh. I'll tell him. Sorry. Job stuff.
You sure I'm not in the way?
No, right where you are is perfect. No one ever stands there.
Well, what I wanted to say was how much fun I had last night.
Me too.
And I didn't want you to think that I just took you out because you lost your dinner on the street and had to hobble home on one heel.
Oh, Tommy, this is my boss, Jack Cleary. Mr. Cleary, Tommy Dade.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
What I mean to say is, I'd like to see you again.
Oh, Dottie. Excuse me, have you heard anything from Johnny?
Oh, gosh, I forgot. Johnny called and said that, he's about to run out of tape and, he needs to see you out there.
Don't worry, baby. I'll see you soon. I love you.
Think it was this flyboy Ricky Balin?
Could be. I'm gonna check on him. Whoever it was knew what he was doing. My man got banged around pretty good.
Yeah, I know all about Ricky Balin. Flew 25 missions over Korea, shot down, walked back across the 38th parallel. He's a hothead and wild. She really knows how to pick him.
It was Balin, all right. The only ones who had anything to gain by taking those tapes were Desi and her flyboy.
Can you get back the tapes?
Whoever took them won't hold on to them for posterity. They'll destroy them as fast as they can.
Damn, I needed those tapes. It's the only thing that'll keep me from losing my company in the divorce settlement.
No offense, Mr. Cleary. But I really do think we should handle this internally from now on.
I'm gonna cover all medical expenses for your man, plus whatever time you put in. If you hear anything about the tapes, I want to be the first to know.
You overpaid me.
Well, let's just keep this whole matter private, all right? And let's just say the next job will be more satisfying.
Let's not say we did.
Listen, Jack. I'm sorry the way this whole thing worked out, but, you know how it goes.
Domestics.
She's here.
Who?
Desi France, right in your office. Do you want some coffee, or maybe I should take some notes or something?
Coffee would be great.
I hope you don't mind my waiting in your office.
Not at all. Mrs. Dixon?
Please, call me Desi. Desi France. I'm using my professional name again.
Fine. Desi France it is.
Mr. Cleary, I know that Mac hired you to follow me. I want you to tell him that he's wasting his time. Give him all the photos and tapes of Ricky and me that he wants. I don't want a dime from the divorce. I just want out.
Don't work for your husband anymore. I was fired less than an hour ago. Said they wanted to handle it internally.
In that case, I'd like you to work for me. I want you to keep Mac Dixon's people away from me. I need protection, Mr. Cleary.
Mac Dixon doesn't strike me as the sort of man who gets rough about a divorce, especially if his business isn't threatened. Miss France, you've met my assistant, Dottie Dworsky.
We met earlier.
I told Miss France how much I enjoy her musical stylings.
My man on surveillance overheard you talking with Ricky Balin about jets crashing in the desert.
Pilots go up, pilots come down. Isn't that what they get paid for? Trust me, Mr. Cleary. I am in danger. I don't feel it's safe to go back to my apartment.
Oh, I have a wonderful apartment. I just put brand new linoleum on the floor, and I have over 20 Jesse Belvin records. And aside from the occasional gentleman, nobody knows where I live.
I love Jesse Belvin.
I read your story in the magazines. A girl from Passaic, New Jersey, who could sing a few songs, marrying Mac Dixon, America's flyboy. It must have been like a dream.
Oh, it was. For a while.
Do you mind if I ask you a real personal question? Do you still love him?
What woman wouldn't love Mac Dixon? But the Mac Dixon that followed me across the country is long dead. Whoever this Mac Dixon is a total stranger to me. When I first met Mac, oh, we had such an excitement for life. Now the only thing he gets excited about is a new military contract. He used to be a flyboy. You know what I mean?
Excuse me. Hello? Hi, Tommy. Nothing much, just making conversation with a girlfriend. Ice cream? I'd love to. Hang on. So, Desi, how'd you like to go out for ice cream with me and a guy I'm crazy about?
No, you go ahead, kiddo.
Oh. I'll meet you in 15 minutes.
I knew that reading these cheap, trashy magazines would pay off someday. So some jerk in a National Rambler pulls that in front of me, and when I stood on my break, this lonely little tape comes out from under the Confidential. I guess the guy was so busy putting lumps in my head, he missed it.
First Peterson crashed. And then yesterday, Bobby Axel nosedived into the side of a mountain.
What are we gonna do?
We're running out of time. Mac knows we're seeing each other.
Who knows about it?
No one outside the base. And my friends are falling down. The whole damn plane shakes in a Mach 1 dive.
Then I'll go to the press.
They'll kill you.
It's not pilot error.
How do you know?
Believe me, I know.
That's what she was afraid to tell me. I got a guy taking photos of Dixon security boys who are tailing her. The photo lab's delivering them tonight. Lock this tape in the file cabinet, call Desi. Tell her I'm on my way.
Why should I let
Dottie? Dottie, is that you? Who is it?
Dottie? Dottie?
You all right?
Who was it?
I don't know. It's too dark to tell.
I'm so scared.
Be okay.
I hear you're working for my wife now.
She thinks you're trying to have her killed.
Are you crazy? I love her.
Oh, as much as you love the Sky Fire?
You mentioned a deal on the phone.
The press is gonna have a field day when they find out the Sky Fire can't fly.
I've been going over and over the blueprints and designs of that jet. It shouldn't be crashing.
Well, it is. Someone's trying to keep it a secret. I think whoever it is also trying to kill your wife.
You may not believe this, Cleary, but I'm not the guy you're looking for. You don't think I know my planes are going down, huh? If I don't find out what's going on, they could pull the contract on this thing, and that's $300 million down the drain. But doesn't it sound like we're on the same side to you?
I'm interested in keeping Desi and a few flyboys alive. I don't give a damn about your company going under.
What does Desi want?
All she wants is out. She wants to walk away empty-handed.
Tell her she can have the divorce.
I'm gonna make a deal with you. You got 24 hours to find out what the hell's going on. Or a lot of ink's gonna get spilled. You had a date with Mr. Wonderful.
I do, but you had a phone call that sounded important, so I asked Tommy to pick me up here.
Doesn't deserve you, Daddy. I know I don't, and I pay you.
Thanks, Cleary. Anyway, Dixon called from the jet hangar at the base, and he said he had the information that you need. He wants to meet you at Red Wing at 9:30.
He called himself?
I'm on press bus, so maybe you need me to stick around tonight, because if you do, I'll stay.
Get out of here. Have a ball. Hubba, hubba.
I didn't know what your favorite color was, so I got them all.
They're beautiful.
Now listen, tonight is yours. Name your pleasure.
I want to do whatever your favorite thing in the world is to do.
You afraid of heights?
The only way we can hear each other without screaming.
kind of a small plane. Hope the bumps don't scare you.
A little bit. I can see why you love it up here, though.
Yeah, ever since I was a kid. Look up at the sky and I'd see the jets flying over. I just knew what those guys were feeling. Nothing was right for me till I got into a cockpit.
You really flew jets?
Yeah, well, I used to, before I cracked open my leg from a bad jump. I was in rehab for a couple of months. I couldn't really walk. Gave me plenty of time to think. Too much time, actually. I thought myself right into a serious depression.
Bailing out of a jet, you were lucky to be alive.
Yeah, well, I didn't feel alive. I mean, after all those years of waiting to be old enough to enlist and then making the grade, I was watching the guys I trained with test the jets. From the ground looking up. Of course, a pretty girl like you wouldn't know about not feeling alive.
Boy, if you only knew.
What brought you out here to L.A.?
I just closed the cash register at Walgreens, cashed in my paycheck, and took the last seat on a bus to Hollywood, right along with everybody else who was leaving their hometown, hoping to God they became somebody else by the time they got here.
Did it work?
I don't know. I think being Dottie Dworsky might turn out to be okay.
Moody, 5760 Tango.
5760 Tango.
Turn right, 30 degrees. Vectors around traffic will have you back on course within 5 miles. Sorry about the delay.
It's no problem. I'm with the prettiest girl in the sky.
Yeah, so we hear.
Ricky? Ricky, Mac's giving me the divorce. I'm really free.
Baby, those are the words I've been waiting to hear.
It was those tapes they took of us in my apartment that scared him off. I want to be with you so bad.
Hey, how about I hustle up the brass for a weekend leave? I mean, let's blow out of town and forget about anything that's not you or me.
Great. Except Cleary still has a sweet kid who protected me.
Well, just ditch him. I mean, let's go have some fun with our names on it, right?
Okay, honey. It's a little stuck in here. Do you think you could open the bedroom window? It seems to be stuck.
Are you kidding? Opening things is a specialty of mine. Jars, doors, locked cars. You know, I'll admit that my academic credentials aren't exactly impressive, but when it comes to opening things, you can just give me a whistle, you know? Yep. You can count on me. Your slightest wish is my... That'll be the day when I die.
Cleary!
Jeffers? She needs an ambulance.
She's not dead yet, Jack? I ain't have time to check.
You? Why?
She knows too much. She can take the company away if she wants to.
She doesn't want anything. She just wants to be free.
She will be. So will you. I'm sorry, Jack. It's just business.
I'll kill you for this, Jeffers.
Stay out of this, Mr. Dixon. Just drive away.
She was coming to see you. What does that tell you? Why don't you give them a minute alone?
Yeah, look at him. He didn't want her when she needed him. Now he's holding her nice and tight for the flash bulbs.
Here we go.
See? It's a nasty bump. You sure?
It's advisable she gets x-rays.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me a minute, Ricky.
I lost myself for a while. Give me another chance. I'll make it up to you. I'll get back the part of me you loved.
It's too late.
I traveled all over the country for you, waiting for hours outside your dressing rooms with flowers in my hands. If you want me to go through it again, I will.
It wasn't me you were chasing. It was a challenge. I mean, whether it is a woman or a jet, it's all the same with you.
Please, Desi. Give us a few days together. We'll find what we lost.
Mac, if I thought I could ever look at you again without seeing those boys that crashed because you were too busy making money, I might have said yes.
I told Jeffers I was coming to meet you. Not a very smart move under the circumstances.
Jeffers was just a hired gun. Somebody was pulling his strings.
That's why I called you. I went down to the hangars and crawled inside one of the jets. The engine's cracking from metal fatigue. It can't withstand the G's. Whoever was pulling the strings used substandard metal. Pocketed the extra couple of mil I had budgeted for the right alloy.
Somebody's walking around with a lot of extra cash and a few of your dead flyboys on their account.
Yeah. Stay in touch, Jack.
Got here as fast as I could. You all right?
I'm fine.
Got the surveillance photos of the security guys from Dixon Aircraft. And some of Jeffers. Don't seem it matters now, huh?
10-4, thank you.
Meet Dottie's Mr. Wonderful. Come on, let's go. For me. Payback for Dottie comes later.
Dottie knows?
That you used her?
Hey, it was only supposed to be a couple of dates. It's no big deal. If I heard anything relating to Dixon Aircraft, I was supposed to call. They said I could fly again. Instead of just being a driver for the company, I could get back in the cockpit, test the Skyfire. You know what that means
You
to me?
believed him?
They just wanted to know where Desi was.
Desi's almost dead because of you, and Dottie's gonna feel that way when she finds out. Now, you talk to me.
You gotta believe me, I never thought they'd try anything like that, and I never wanted to hurt Dottie. We had fun together. What's wrong with a couple of dinners? Listen, all I did was call this number and gave whoever answered the info.
The only reason I don't take you apart right now is that you're gonna help me nail these bastards. Now, you're working for me. You're gonna make a call. You're gonna tell whoever answers you know who Jeffers is taking his orders from. You're gonna tell him you want money. You got that? Let's go.
Who do you think's gonna believe a broken-down flyboy against a two-star general, huh?
You sent Jeffers to kill Desi. Now listen, 10 grand or I'll make a lot of trouble for you. You turned me inside out. You made me rat on the last person to care about me.
Relax, kid. So you took some secretary out a couple of times. Where's all the heartache coming from? Huh? You probably even got lucky. So do yourself a favor and just mosey on out of here, huh? And we'll both forget all about it.
You used me.
Come on, kid, grow up. Yeah, I used you, and you used that floozy, and don't think Mac Dixon ain't using me. The only difference between you and me is I know how to make it work for myself. Cut my losses early.
Not early enough. I was down looking at the planes. There's nothing wrong with the design of that aircraft. The metal's no good. You're taking a kickback.
You'll never be able to prove that.
I don't have to. I'm pulling the plug.
It's too late to stop now. You want to can a $300 million program over a couple of flyboys? They come by the bushel load. Besides, the Air Force knows all about the problem. And from their end, by the time the stress starts to show in the metal, the wear cycle of the airplanes will be over. The production line doesn't have to stop.
It's over, Samuels. It's all on tape. Those planes are never gonna fly again, and neither are you. Come on, Mac.
You're nowhere without me. If I go down, the whole...
That plane was the best damn plane in the Air Force, and you destroyed her for me.
You could have the damn company.
I'm talking about my wife.
Mac. Not worth it. Betts, you got any change? Cleary, enough. Come on.
Cleary Agency.
Dottie, it's Cleary.
I'm glad you called. I'm just getting ready to leave to get my hair done. Tommy and I are having a sunset picnic at Palisades Park. Champagne, strawberries, Tommy and me. What can I do for you?
There's someone here who needs to talk to you.
Tommy?
Thought you might need some company. You know it's gotta hurt like mad. There's no other way around it.
Well, if you ask me, he's the one who lost out, not you.
How come I feel so bad?
You let yourself feel something. And I think he did too. There's no winners in this thing.
I feel so alone.
You don't have to, Don. You got two friends standing right here.
He's the perfect double for a film star who's the victim of a deadly plot on Magnum PI Monday afternoon at 4. Now stay tuned as Carmen Harlan and Rich Make bring you the news for Night Beat. Plus Mort Crims in Washington with a follow-up on the Reagan-Gorbachev summit. And it's all coming up next on Channel 4.